Hello?
Jake, I got a new job.
It's 3 in the goddamn morning. Couldn't you have told me earlier?
Nope, just got it.
What kind of job did you get at... Wait, are you in Gotham?
Yep. I'm the leader of some group called the Religion of Crime. Don't really know what they're about, but they gave me this Bible of crime. You could crack a crab with this sucker.
You know Batman's gonna punch your teeth in, right? As if that was on cue.
I'm here to take you all down.
Oh, it's actually Batwoman. Oh, I got it.
The person you have called is unavailable right now. Please try again later.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Super Sons.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Hey, we are back. Jake, we just passed the New York City Comic-Con. Not a ton of DC Comics news. We found out who the new Batman writer is, which is James Tynion the Fourth. Is that IV? Yeah. He wrote a
Red Boy.
Yeah. He wrote a fantastic Detective Comics run, so I'm super excited to see what he's going to do. Since the last time we recorded, literally everyone who's ever been in a DC Comics property has been confirmed for Crisis on Infinite Earths, except Smallville Lex Luthor. Even Keaton...
Because he turned it down.
Even Keaton's Batman is referenced, which is wild. And we have both seen the Joker, which we will talk about at the end of the show, so you don't get spoilers for it. Yeah, it was something.
It was a thing.
Oh, and DC is working on a timeline for their universe, which, well, yeah, it's,
Oh, we didn't also mention what's going to happen with Batman after Kane's done.
I don't think that's true. I think I don't know. There's no credible sources other than all the current heroes are getting replaced by the next generation. But they think it's going to be, it's not Lucius Fox, it's
Luke Fox?
Luke Fox.
I did see someone mix both those names up.
Yeah. Lucius is his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like we're getting a new generation of heroes from DC, which would be awesome because I like seeing new stuff. But other than that, today we are covering one of my favorite characters and stories of all time. Batwoman. Specifically Batwoman Elegy.
And that show just came out, correct?
Yep.
Right?
Yep, the show just came out 2 weeks ago. The first episode was a pilot. Hopefully it gets better after that. I have to watch this week's episode. But like I'll stick with it for a little bit to see how it goes because like none of their shows have been awesome starting out.
But except for Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow season 1 and season 2 were fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So wanted to
and
give
Black Lightning.
Yeah, Black Lightning is like its own thing, and you can tell
it's
because
great.
It was originally.
I love Black Lightning.
It was originally meant for Fox.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm. That's why it's completely different.
That.
Yeah, it was a Fox show, and then they didn't pick it up, and then it went to CW.
That makes sense.
Which is why it's like not CWE.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah, it's like its own thing. Which is fine because like it's a great show. All right. So something
yeah, watch Black Lightning.
Once again, as we said last week, we're going to be giving you more of a backstory on the characters so you can get into them easier. So I'll give you a little like a a brief summary of their background. With this, in the Elegy hardcover, and normally it comes with the first 4 issues and then the next 4 issues, which are not backups. They're their backstory. So we're actually going to cover that at the top of the episode for her backstory, just so you know a little bit about Kate going in. So, Beth and Kate are twin girls in a military family. They're inseparable. Their mother is primarily raising them as their father, Colonel Kane, is away with the military fighting. The family moves around a lot because of the military, so the sisters really rely on one another to feel like they have a home. After another move, the sisters and their mother go out after their father misses their birthday for work. A group of masked men hit their car and abduct the family. Everything is dark until we get the sounds of gunshots. We see that her father is carrying her, but her entire family is dead. Despite her father telling her to look away, Kate watches the scene, and she is the only one rescued. So from a young age, she really only had her father, because her sister and her mother were killed. Flash forward a bit, and Kate Kane is putting on her ring at West Point, which is the elite school for the Army, if you didn't know. We meet Kate Kane's friend Sophie, who turns out to be a lot more than just a friend. They're together from what we're led to understand, and we find out that Kate Kane is gay. At this point in military history, though, they still were going by the don't ask, don't tell rule, which boils down to if you're gay or anything that isn't considered normal by the Army or any of the militaries, don't say anything or you're going to be discharged. That rule has since been done away with, but at this point in time, it was still a major thing. So a colonel asks to see Kate in his office, where he brings up that there has been an allegation against her for sodomy, which is Article 125 of the Uniform Code of the Military Justice. The colonel gives her an out, saying that this could just be a joke or a misunderstanding, so that she'll only face a slap on the wrist. Basically, he is giving her this chance because he knows her father, and he doesn't want her to be kicked out of the military for this. So Kate ensures that the allegations are only against her, before saying that she can't lie, and she tells the colonel that she's gay. And this was a pretty big thing when it came out, because a lot of this stuff hadn't been in comics in the mainstream, which makes this story one of like the biggest stories in the past 10 years. It's been over 10 years since this came out, hasn't it?
No, I think this was in 2009.
Yeah.
So this was 10 years.
Yeah. So Kate returns home to tell her father what happened at the academy, and he tells her that he's actually proud of her for keeping her honor and integrity. He doesn't seem to mind that who she is. He fully supports her. But after that, Kate enrolls in college, but she drops out as she spirals down with her drinking and her partying. She meets Renee Montoya, who is the Question, and they date, but it ends because Kate drops out of college and all this other stuff. One night, as she's leaving a bar, someone attacks her, who she easily fends off before realizing Batman is standing in front of her in an alley. The shock puts her on her ass before Batman helps her to her feet as she looks up into the skies above and sees the bat symbol. Kate begins to do the whole vigilante thing around Gotham with military tech that she's been funneling off of her father, unbeknownst to him. She returns to the Bat Cave, quote unquote. It's her Bat Cave. It's like this cool, I guess she lives in a penthouse, and she just has this huge closet, and it's metal, and it's actually
got a tree.
Yeah, it's
got a tree.
Yeah, there's a tree in the middle of the room.
Does that make it an arboreum?
Yep, the arboreum. Turns out her father's already there waiting for her, so she explains to him that she has finally found her way to serve. Because she couldn't be in the military because of who she was, she's found another way to make the world better and try to make up for the loss of her mother and sister. Her father says that if she's going to do this, then she's better do it right, and he signs up to aid her. He puts her through like this rigorous training with a bunch of different trainers and military, anything that can make her the best soldier that she possibly could be. When she returns from all this training, he's actually made her a suit using military tech and all that kind of stuff. And the colors of the suit are, and I quote, Red and Black, Guevara, the Pillar of Severity, the Colors of War. So something I like about Kate a lot is that she is always who she is. Like, she doesn't back down from anything.
Yeah, and that was something you were talking to me about when you were watching the premiere of the show.
Yeah, a lot of the show kind of diminishes who she is, and I don't know, she's more badass than any of the other CW characters, which I wish maybe they'll keep it, like they'll keep that stuff. But I don't know, the way the CW made it is just not.
Isn't she just kind of like a rebel?
Yeah, kind of like a punk. Yeah, I don't know. It's the first episode. I'm not going to judge it on that, but yeah, Kate.
You got to at least give it at least 4 or 5 before you start really judging it.
Yeah, Kate is a badass. Like, she always has been. All the stories she's in, she's awesome.
Was Renee already the Question when they met, or was it still?
No. Renee became Question in 52.
I know that, but I didn't know if they had already met. I didn't know.
I think they broke up by that point. I can't.
Okay, so they had
exactly.
already. So she wasn't the Question yet.
No.
Okay. So Vic did not already scream Shazam, Black Adam, and all that to try to get superpowers.
No.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's a little bit on the background of Kate. I love her. Jay, can you tell us a little bit about where the story takes place?
All right. So this story, which is called Elegy, takes place after the series 52, in which Batwoman is essentially Batman for a year while the Trinity is absent. She gets stabbed in the heart by the religion of crime for being the twice named daughter of Kane. Yeah, the 1 year later stuff, there was a lot of things going on there.
Yeah, 52 is a fantastic series, and there's so much going on that one day we'll be able to cover it, but like, there's like 6 different storylines going on at once, because it was a weekly series, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there was also a lot more going on in the world that wasn't really covered.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember if... I don't know, wait, no, is this tied into... the 1 year later arc? Can't remember.
Maybe. I think this is after. This is after the 1 year later.
Because if Batman's not there, he's... I don't know.
In 52, he wasn't there. And this Batman is around.
Well, this is Dick Grayson in the story.
Yeah. So, we chose this story because it's one of my favorite stories of all time, and I've been looking forward to covering it. But when the show got announced, I was like, fuck. We're going to have to wait till the show premieres. So we did.
I mean, it's either we cover this or not the Question. I was going to say the Joker.
Yeah, and fuck the Joker. So this is what we're covering.
Yep. All right. So I like this story because it's a non-Batman detective comic story. Detective comics should be more detective stories, not Batman doing Batman stuff. Detective Chimp.
Yeah, I don't remember when. Right after this is when it went back to...
I just want Detective Chimp.
Then read Justice League Dark.
I'm going to.
Oh, yeah. We're going to.
Oh, yeah, we are. Well, we're not reading that one.
No, we're reading the original.
Because there's too much setup to that.
So, the creative team on this book is Greg Rucka, as the writer. Pencils by J.H. Williams III. Inks by J.H. Colors by Dave Stewart. And letters by Todd Klein. J.H. actually, after this story, he writes the ongoing for a while. And to bring back a little bit of controversy from the past, J.H. actually left DC when Kate was going to get married. And DC, from what everyone understands, DC didn't want her to get married because that makes the character less tragic and it doesn't really fit in with the Batman stuff. Like, I get it, but...
You remember when they had the Thanksgiving picture that went nowhere?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Like, she had the ring on. It was clearly Dick Grayson, but he had blonde hair.
All right. Let's get to the story.
Thing. All right. So, This story starts in Detective Comics issue 854. Kicking ass and looking for leads, Batwoman has been patrolling for information on the religion of crime. She meets with the Batman, the one and only Dick Grayson. Actually, no, there's probably like a billion of them.
Yeah, there's 52 of them.
No, there's more than that.
But then you flip the map over, and then that's the Dark Dick Graysons. The Dark Dick.
It sounds like Arctic. All right, to discuss exactly what she's doing, he tells her that she can take the lead on this one, and he will not interfere. Turns out the Religion of Crime's new leader is making landfall in Gotham, which is alarming since the cult tried to kill her as she is the twice-named daughter of Kane. After their meeting...
Editor note C52.
Yeah. You didn't read my editor note, so... I said I wasn't going to do it. Sorry. After their meeting, Kate goes to meet her girlfriend, Anna, who is not happy with Kate, claims that she had overslept and that's why she was late. But it was clear that she had been out all night, so Anna dumps her, thinking Kate has been out partying with other women.
Basically, Anna wanted stability and wasn't looking for something like where people are showing up late and stuff. She wanted to like take the next steps in her life.
Yeah, she wanted a relationship.
Yeah.
She didn't want to fling. But back at the hideout, Kate and her dad Jacob chit-chat and gives us, the reader, a little hint of backstory by Kate refusing to even hear her stepmother be called her mother. Her father doesn't mean any harm by it, but it gets under Kate's skin. I think it would get under anyone's skin.
Yeah.
Unless like that person's been your life for forever.
Yeah, but it's like her dad's not saying it to hurt her. He's just saying it because that's how he talks.
Yeah. Kate goes out as Batwoman to rip apart the town until she comes across Alice, the new head of the Religion of Crime. Kate says whatever to Alice's Carolinian bullshit rhymes before shooting her in the last panel.
So Alice's whole theme is Alice in Wonderland, without the creepiness of the Mad Hatter, who is another character in the Batman world who abducts children. There was... God, that's a story.
Yeah. But, she doesn't take in the Lewis Carroll... The things that people suspect about Lewis Carroll. What he's I don't know much about that whole situation.
Yeah,
but
let's not get into the Lewis Carroll situation. But yeah, basically she's doing her bit as Alice. Which I guess makes sense because she's someone that she's not. So, issue 855. Turns out the gun that she shot was actually one that her father gave her when they spoke in the hideout. We were made to think that it was a real gun, but actually it was just a gun with a chemical agent, sort of like pepper spray, which induces choking and eye watering.
These are real things, too.
Mm-hmm. This allows
pepper bullets.
Yeah, this allows Batwoman to capture the crime boss with ease and escapes with her. Batwoman interrogates Alice on why she matters to the religion, but Alice doesn't get it. Like, she's not interested in that stuff. Alice uses a poisoned razor blade that she kept in her mouth to cut, drug, and beat Kane. But when she goes to grab her to keep her from running away, Kate's wig comes off and she gets to escape into the woods. Yeah,
I kind of like the look of her with her short hair with the suit.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if you have the same hair color, why would you just make it long? Like, it's kind of like, oh, I have red hair. Let's put a red wig on so people don't know who I am. It's like, wait, what? But
well, I mean, the contrast of the length is to cover it up. I mean,
I would just
glasses.
Yeah. All right.
Then again, I've walked in a place without glasses on and people didn't recognize me. So,
I was gonna say, the razor blade that she keeps in her mouth has like a cool symbol on it and stuff. That's fucking dedication to keep a razor blade in your mouth just in case. Like eating a bag of chips. Struck myself.
Is that not normal? Should I take mine out right now?
Where does she keep it? Like on the roof of her mouth? I guess if you like kind of situate it in there, it would be fine. But I don't know.
I guess you got to keep it against something that's not like really rigid.
Yeah. I don't know the dichotomy of keeping a razor blade in your mouth at all times. I haven't really looked into that or the science behind it.
I can tell you, it's not comfortable.
Through the woods, Kate hallucinates her own abduction as a child and Renee as the question. She's sort of seeing things that bog her down from her past until her father finally finds her. Alice kills her own followers who doesn't see.
She doesn't see as useful.
Yeah, she doesn't see them as useful. She just caps them. Alice is not. Alice is she's out for her own shit. She takes the loyal ones to go help her find Batwoman, who is being pursued by former Religion of Crime members who are also monsters, namely a werewolf, Gator Lady, and Octopus Man, who show up as Jacob and Alice are in a standoff with their guns pointed at one another, but she says to him that he shan't be beheaded.
I wonder what the technical terms for those other forms are.
What do you mean? Like the monster forms?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Like I know where lycanthropy, werewolves.
Yeah, I don't know if they have octothropy. That sounds weird. Hentai?
Fun fact. Did you know where the term were comes from?
No.
It was before we called them male men or man. They were called wereman, supposedly, from what I've heard.
Yeah, all right.
So it was,
okay.
Just thought it was a little tidbit.
Yeah, all right.
Tidbit.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Issue 856. Alice is about to shoot Batwoman until a werewolf named Abbott and his monstery friends come along with Jacob to get Batwoman the hell out of there. They figure out that the poison was opioid based, and they bounce without Alice giving any chase. Kate and her dad talk about the mission as her dad tries to convince her that she needs to at least have some semblance at a social life. You know, kind of like Alfred does on a day-to-day basis. Until, he finally just gives up.
Yeah.
So he's really Alfred again. There's some contention on this next sentence because who the hell knows anymore. We are introduced to her cousin. Would it just be Bet?
I would say Bet.
Yeah.
Bet.
Who, in original canon, was the original Batgirl, but that was wiped out. She did, before this story ever came along, she was reintroduced in the late 1980s as Flamebird to be like a companion to Nightwing.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, she's been around for a lot longer than this version of Batwoman. But I don't know about how long I don't know after Infinite Crisis if that was still a thing. But yeah, I know after the New 52, all that stuff was wiped out, and she was like in training to be, and then she eventually does become Flamebird again.
I think she still was Flamebird. She was Flamebird in the past.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Because Kate makes her get rid of the costume.
Yeah, and then she becomes, now she's called Hawkfire. I don't like that code name.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. The costume's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, she looks cool.
Yeah. All right. But Kate shows up in a full tux, and her stepmom gives her shit about drawing too much attention to herself. But Bet's like, I like it. Because Bet is a supportive family member. Which, when you got a very nice younger cousin that's very nice, and you have another cousin who is Batman,
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that. It's Kate's mom, right?
No. Jacob is Martha's brother.
Oh. Huh. Yeah.
And then Bet's dad is also their brother, but it's never really addressed outside of these stories. Yeah. Like, she's never referred to as Bruce's cousin. Yeah.
Who? Bet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they don't react much because Bruce
Bet's main function originally was to interact with Dick Grayson. And then she started only interacting with Kate. All right. Kate does not care for her stepmother or how she lives. She doesn't like being looked down on, which her stepmother seems to do constantly. You were going to say something, Dan?
Yeah, so I just want to make a comparison to the show. In the show, they update it, which actually makes a lot of sense, and her stepmother's like super social media oriented. She's like, make sure to take pictures and post them online, like stuff like that. She's more for show than having actual... I don't want to say merit.
Her stepmom's an influencer?
Yeah, like I think she runs something because her father runs a mercenary group or like a protection agency group with like mercenary. I don't know. It was one episode. I'll have to watch the other one after this, but they did keep the stepmother stuff, which is cool because I think it's a very CW storyline. That's all.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, also, isn't her dad in the show really anti-vigilante?
I think so. So far.
Well, it's a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Where the hell was I? Oh, she doesn't like being looked down on, which her stepmother does. Jacob has to leave as he gets a call from work about a break-in. Kate thinks she sees her former GCPD detective girlfriend, Renee Montoya, aka The Question. But it's not her. It's just another woman. I mean, they don't even address that that's Gordon. Clearly is.
Yeah, it's clearly Gordon.
Yeah. And then... So we get hints that she's not over Renee yet. How she does, however, meet Maggie Sawyer, who is also in a tux. They get into some flirting, and they dance until Abbott and his buddies show up, and Abbott asks to dance. And Kate says, if I said no, would you stop me? Or was it Maggie that said it?
Maggie.
Okay. So then, the bat and the wolf dance as kind of just as a way that Abbott can tell Kate what's going on, because Alice is planning to destroy Gotham. Alice and her people then storm the military base and take Jacob Kane hostage.
Abbott looks cool as fuck, like in human form.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, anybody who wears like a fur collar is cool in my book.
Yeah, he's badass. Does he have the temple gray? Does he have that? I think so.
Yes.
That is my favorite fucking thing in comic books. Like anyone who has, other than Mr. Fantastic, because he's a huge piece of fucking shit. Anyone who has the gray temple stuff, I fucking love. Like when Hal Jordan had it, I've talked about this before. I fucking love it. Like it's such a cool character thing.
The clone of Dick Grayson that was the super spy in Batman Beyond.
What? Was that?
Oh yeah, the one with the eye patch? That's a clone.
Is that in the comic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then there was the Hush one, and then you find out that Dick Grayson's just in another city as a mayor.
Yeah, I never read any Batman Beyond.
Neither have I. I've just seen like snippets of them. Like, oh, I should probably look into this a little bit.
So issue 857, the final issue. New phone, who dis? Damn it. There's another line.
I knew you were going to actually read it out loud. So I was like, I'm going to mess with them.
There's another fucking line in here that you wrote that I was reading the script and I just started laughing. Like I just...
Which one is that?
You'll know when I read it. Kate has been trying to reach her father, but Alice answers the phone instead. As Kate is attempting to threaten Alice, Jacob yells out to his daughter with some sort of indication of where he is. This results in him being beaten by Alice's goons, who say that they should kill him. Alice puts a blade to the goon's throat, who try to say they should kill him, and declines that they're going to do that. The goon questions why he can live, which Alice says it's exactly like a riddle with no answer. Because Alice in Wonderland, I guess. Kate looks to Abbott and alerts him of the situation. They leave the event together, and Kate tosses the slide phone to Bet. It's just an indication how long ago this book was. There's a sliding phone.
Yeah, the slide phone. It really shows it.
So they go to Kate's apartment, and she starts taking off her tuxedo as Abbott follows her upstairs to her, what did you call it? An arboretum?
Arboreum?
Arboreum. To her arboreum cave. Where Kate allows the werewolf to know where her base is as he suits up. The Bat and the Wolf ride on Kate's bat-themed motorcycle. I started reading the rest of the Batwoman series. I wonder what happens to Abbott. I can't remember. I haven't read it in so long, but sorry. I really like Abbott, and I like that he's a werewolf because that's cool.
Well, I mean, he's been in comics before this too. He was Whisper O'Dare's right-hand man.
Yeah, that's the head of the Religion of Crime, isn't it?
And guys, if you ever, I don't know much about the Religion of Crime. I know that it has ties to Intergang.
Yeah, Intergang is a super techie gang in Metropolis.
Yeah.
So they take off on Kate's motorcycle towards the airstrip as his other. The rest of his people are going to procure them a plane. Alice and company head to the military airstrip, and the guard on duty learns pretty quickly that Alice has people on the inside because she gets shot in the back of the head by her fellow soldier. The pious folks head towards a plane.
Oh, that one?
No. Alice slaughtering everyone in her way. By the time Kate arrives, her father and the captors are up in the air with a dangerous gas, a cyanogen chloride, which will kill everyone in Gotham as it is dispersed over the city. Jacob tries to fight back, but realizes something when Alice gets close to him. Our hero and her monster mash take their own plane to get above the enemies. Batwoman leaps from the plane in the sky with no flight or anything like that and down onto the enemy's plane. She immediately gets in a fight with the goon who wanted to kill her father, and in a beautiful,
oh, now I remember what you're going to laugh at.
Yeah, in a beautiful page, just beats the shit out of her, which is incredible. Kate nails the pilot with a batarang to the back of the head because she knows her father can pilot the plane, and it gives him a reason for them not to kill him. So Kate and Alice fight as Jacob, cut from the bindings by his daughter, flies the plane and says the Batman rule is in effect. This is Jake's note. For all you Hollywood types, that the Batman rule means no killing. What the fuck is you Hollywood types? Oh yeah, BVS. He kills a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. And then I think it's hinted at that. It's hinted at that Dick Grayson was a killer in Titans. I think it actually just got confirmed.
He did. In the asylum, he fucking murders those guys and then blows it up.
Yeah. But during his time with Batman, he was a killer too.
Yikes.
Titans
is something else.
Titans is very, very extreme.
Season 2's gotten a lot better. Sorry, back to the story. We can talk about other DC stuff at the end. For all you Hollywood types. So the fight spills out onto the wing of the plane as Alice starts saying some cryptic shit in her Carolinian fucking... What would you call that? Her gimmick? Her shtick?
Yeah. Her shtick.
Until the two begin to fall off the plane. Kate pulls out her batarang and knifes herself into a plane. You know, kind of like how Peter Pan does on Captain Hook's ship when he jumps onto the sail and just rides down with the sword. Just to give you some visual context for that. And she's holding on to Alice's hand, and she's like, don't let go, don't do that. Like, Alice is trying to get free. So then she stabs Kate in the wrist, and Alice lets go. But she says as she's falling, you have our father's eyes. And as she's falling, Kate's there in silence as she realized that was her sister, who is now dropping into the Gotham Bay. So we covered the arc after this in the top of the episode with the backstory. It just kind of goes through And there's a little bit of vignettes like where what's happening in modern day, where she's getting her DNA tested against Alice's to prove that she actually was her sister. And she pushes
I just
her.
want to say that I think I preferred that origin part.
What do you mean?
Because I feel like, this is a very fast-paced story. Mm-hmm. Like half of it is told in like really big panels. Yeah. And like, but the art is bombastic, and wonderful. But it's the origin is a little slower, and it takes a little longer to. Like, you get multiple parts of her life, but it's done in a different pace, and I think I like that pacing a little better.
Yeah, just because it's more of like an origin rather than.
Like, I think I said to you that even though this is like 4 issues, if another artist had done this, it probably could have been done in less time.
Mm-hmm. So Kate starts to push her father away, and she blames herself for her sister's death. And then there was supposed to be a series for a while, but then the New 52 stuff started, and it just like took a long time for the Batwoman series to come out. Because I remember reading the 0 issue, which is kind of like a teaser for the main story, and then
there's
just like
actually
nothing.
2 0 issues for her.
Yeah.
That came out within a year of each other.
Yeah, so her story was kind of like on hiatus for a long time. Like there wasn't something to just go by. But yeah, the art in this book is J.H. Williams' art is just honestly some of the best art in the entire industry. Like, I would put him on the same level as Alex Ross. Like, when you see a J.H. Williams panel, like, oh, I know this artist. There's no like.
Oh yeah, no, because his art is so diverse.
Oh yeah,
like each scene has a different art style. Yeah, like the monster version of Abbott and his friends is like he took enough time to be like, yeah, look at all this fur, and it completely contrasts this smooth look of Kate's leather. Like, well, not leather.
In Hydrology, which he also does, which is the first arc in the New 52 for her, he does the art there, but like the art between like Kate and other characters is completely different. So the DEO steps in, the Department of Extra Human Operations or whatever, steps in with Detective Chase, who is fucking awesome. But she's drawn completely different than Kate is drawn. So it's like the art tells you a lot about the characters themselves. It's just so. I love his art so much. If you want to see,
he's clearly experimenting with that concept in this. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, from what you're saying, it doesn't seem like he's completely like decided on how he wants to do it.
Well, I don't think it's a decision on that. I think it's because he was writing and doing the art. It was more of like he couldn't be as grandiose with like the interludes between panels, like the smoke and the acid and stuff that he does in this one. So
I'm curious, what is your favorite version of the art? Is it the more like gradient one or the flatter colored one?
I think they both work together. Like I wouldn't take one without the other. But like the panels,
I think I really like the flatter color one.
Yeah, I like the bigger. I love the covers where it's like half Kate, half Alice, and like the ones underwater. It's everything he does is fucking magic.
I thought it was interesting that like when it was like the more gradient art, like when she's Batwoman, mm-hmm. like you can see the color of her hair bleed into the background.
Yeah, it's so good. So Jake, what was your favorite moment of this story?
So when Kate jumps out of the plane after having already told Abbott that she can't fly one, and he's like, "What are you going to do? You can't fly a plane." That's also my favorite quote. Wait, you said you couldn't fly. She's like, "I can't. My dad can't."
Yeah, she just jumps out mid fucking air. My favorite moment and quote are whatever. So in the last panel of the first issue, when she has the gun out and Alice is spewing her shtick, like her Alice in Wonderland bullshit, Kate just doesn't care. That's why I like her so much more than Batman's, because she doesn't feed into those like the gimmicks of all of his villains. Like she's like whatever and shoots her. She just doesn't deal with their bullshit. So some suggested readings if you want to read more about Kate after this. 52. 52 is magical. Batwoman from the New 52, and I think there was a Rebirth series for a while. Those are both her own title you want to read, and then there is the Detective Comics.
I don't think there was a Rebirth series for her.
There wasn't? No, I think there was.
No, she was in Detective Comics.
Oh yeah, it was right before because it's got Professor Pig on the cover of one of the issues.
Mm-hmm.
So, we both saw the Joker, so if you don't want spoilers for it, you can turn off the episode here. Support us at patreon.com/supersons. Follow us on Twitter at DCSupersons. Follow us on Instagram at SupersonsPod and on Facebook at Supersons. But now, let's send in the clowns. Jake, what are your thoughts?
Okay. So I saw what they were trying to do with it. I think they did a good job of what they were aiming to do. That doesn't mean I inherently like it. Like, objectively, I can be like, oh yeah, this is a good movie. But it's a well-made film. Joaquin Phoenix, great actor. But, I mean, I also, it has like the same mentality as like horror movies, which, you know, like they don't really do much for me. And instead of like trying to scare you, the movie really just wants you to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. They're like, yeah, they're trying to show you mental illness. But for everybody who's concerned from all the news, don't be. Most of that's unfounded.
Yeah, and it's like grasping at straws at some points. Like the news, like nothing bad happened, so they had to like just take the littlest shit, which it bothers me. Like, okay, yeah, it's about a really bad character. He's a villain. That's the point of the movie. He's the bad guy. He's not a good guy. But people can take art in different ways, which is a problem. Well, not a problem, but that's just how it is. Art is in the beholder. But Joaquin was fucking awesome. Like, fucking, he is such a... he was so convincing that he was the Joker. Like, he was a fantastic Joker. Unpredictable at certain points. Like, the whole apartment scene, the train, like, he was...
Oh, the apartment scene I actually really liked.
It was... The story was kind of, like, it didn't really have a story. It had, like, one storyline. If I ever have to see those fucking pearls... Oh, so... I texted Jake after the movie. I said, if I ever have to see those fucking pearls on camera again, I'm just gonna freak the fuck out. That Sunday I watched Batwoman and the fucking pearls are in that. I was like, God damn it.
Wait, so they show
yeah, it's
the
in
crime
his
alley scene?
No, it's in his fucking office. The pearls are in a glass case in his office because that makes sense. But
okay. See, the only time I've actually like, oh wow, the pearls are a thing, is when Damien goes into Crime Alley and fishes them out of the sewer, which happens in Tomasi's Batman and Robin series.
Huh. Yeah, it was. I'll probably see it one more time just because I want to like see it in theaters one more time. But the soundtrack, the score was fucking awesome. The woman who wrote it did Chernobyl, the show on HBO, but god damn, like she is fantastic.
Yeah, and that whole, but the music's being overshadowed by the controversy.
Yeah.
We're not going to address that much.
Yeah, it's just like controversy for the sake of controversy, but it is on its way to be the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because then we'll probably keep getting
that.
But like, just give me a fucking Mr.
It's going to get
movie.
the Watchmen effect.
Yeah, and Watchmen is the closest adaptation of a comic, like panel for panel, but like completely deaf on the point of it.
The show?
The movie.
Oh yeah,
the show looks cool.
The show's not out yet. I was confused.
No, the movie, There's a lot. We're going to be
It's been
covering
a while
Watchmen
since I watched
soon.
that.
Watchmen is it's one of the biggest comics of all time, but it had such a shitty effect on comics.
Well, it was Alan Moore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I drawing a blank on?
I was
Alan
going to say,
Moore's
did you
name?
just fucking forget who
why-
wrote Watchmen?
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, it's Alan Moore. I'm like, wait, was it? I don't understand why I did that. It's probably the magic.
Yeah, he probably put a spell on us for talking shit about him in a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Fucking musty old wizard.
But yeah. So he really only did the story to show, like, yeah, you could do other things with comics. He was trying to push the genre. He doesn't even like Watchmen.
Yeah, well,
He said, yeah, if I was, gonna write something else, I'm not gonna do something like that ever again.
Yeah, Alan Moore is a fucking
But
bag.
everyone took it as, oh, let's go dark and edgy.
Yeah. Sometimes it works. Like this movie, it
Sometimes.
worked. But
Yeah, no, you can't just have everybody being dark and edgy.
yeah, as I've said, this DC's doing different tones for their films, which is what I want. And all I can hope for is that we get a romantic comedy with, I don't even give a fuck who it's about. I just want a romantic comedy from the DC universe.
Martian Manhunter and Oreos?
No, I don't want to see a sex scene in that.
He's just eating an Oreo going, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we did all of our plugs and stuff. So yeah, if you want to see the Joker, see it. If you don't want to see it, then don't see it. But just don't. Both sides, just stop fucking shitting on when people like and don't like. Just like fucking get off the high horse.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to tell. We're gonna do a thing where we start telling you what we're reading, like what we're reading weekly or what we're doing, just so you can see a little bit more into what we're currently digging. And right now, for me, literally, I've only been reading, watching, and listening to Star Wars stuff. I went to Galaxy's Edge, but even before that, I started getting back into it hardcore. I think after The Last Jedi, I took a break from the Star Wars fandom because what a fucking mess. But I really love Star Wars.
Yeah, so do I. And that's why I've been kind of hyping myself over it because of the new game that's coming out. So I've also been just watching things on like YouTube, just trying to like remember all this lore.
And The Mandalorian's coming out soon too.
Yeah, that's true. I'm also really excited about that. But also, I'm just been looking at all the Legion stuff. I mean, Damian Wayne in the future.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
I want to talk about how much I love that cover. Because it shows how everyone views Damian, and then there's John, who's like, yes!
They're the best friends.
And then every single person is like not having it. It's like Brainiac 5's like, let's think about this.
Yeah, whatever, Brainiac 5. We know who your fucking great grandfather is, you fucking bitch.
Great. Brainiac 5 just trying to kill all the cockroaches at once.
Yeah, that's all we've got. We'll see you in 2 weeks for our Halloween episode.
All right. Same bat time, same bat channel.